You think you know the story of the Half-Blood Prince, but the truth is far more complicated and far darker than the whispers you hear in the corridors of Hogwarts. The name Half-Blood Prince is not merely a title or a mystery. It is a legacy, a burden, a secret written in ink and blood, hidden in the margins of a worn potion textbook, and in the heart of a boy born to two worlds, but belonging to neither. I am Severus Snape. I am the Half-Blood Prince, and this is the story of my book, The Spells it contained, and the man who wrote them. It is a story of brilliance and bitterness, of love lost and loyalties torn apart. A story not told by the heroes, but by the shadow that lingered just out of sight from the moment I was born. I was marked different, not fully part of the pure blood wizarding world, nor of the mundane world. My mother, a witch from an old magical family, and my father, a muggle from a world I could never fully understand, shaped me in ways that only those who have lived between two worlds can know. I was called names, scorned, and looked down upon. Yet I did not shrink. I did not falter, for in knowledge I found refuge. In power I found purpose, and in the craft of potions and spells I found a way to survive. The book that you know as the Half-Blood Prince's textbook began as my sanctuary, a place where I poured my discoveries, my experiments, and my secret inventions. My handwriting cluttered its pages, not only with potion recipes, but with spells of my own creation. Spells born from necessity, spells forged in the fires of youth and sharpened by years of study and panamon. The many entries were dangerous curses and protective enchantments, some so advanced and twisted that even seasoned wizards would hesitate to try them. The most infamous of these was Sectum Sempra, a spell I devised in reckless youth to wound an opponent deeply, without a thought to mercy. It was a curse that mirrored the darkness I carried within myself, a darkness I tried to hide behind my title, the Half-Blood Prince. The name itself was not a mere whim. It was a declaration, a mask, and a claim to power. Half-blood, because I was neither pure nor mundane. Prince, because I was determined to rise above the cruelty fate had handed me. I created that identity with the hope that it would set me apart, make me formidable, and immortalize my name beyond the confines of my childhood. Torment, my potions and spells were my weapons and my armor. The Wolfsbane potion was among my proudest achievements, an elixir that would save the lives of those cursed by lycanthropy, allowing them to maintain their humanity through the full moon. My craft was precise and relentless. I sought perfection in every drop and every incantation, for I knew the cost of failure was death, not just mine, but the death of those I cared for and those I sought to protect in my own flawed way. The book was not meant for the world. It was private, a testament to my knowledge, and a warning to those who might misuse it. I kept it close, guarded. It was my secret to wield, not to share easily, for power so great was dangerous. In the wrong hands years later, fate dealt another hand when that book fell into the hands of Harry Potter, a boy with a destiny that intertwined with my own more deeply than either of us could understand. At the time when Harry found the book, he found more than just recipes. He found a guide, a mentor, a voice from the past guiding his hand, though he was unaware of the full weight of the lessons contained within its pages. Harry learned much from the book, quickly mastering potions and even wielding spells like Sectum Sempra, with a boldness and ignorance that made me both proud and wary. He used that knowledge to fight battles that would have overwhelmed a lesser wizard, but he did so without fully grasping the consequences. The power he gained was a double-edged sword, a gift and a curse wrapped in parchment and ink. The book influenced Harry's journey in ways subtle and profound. It shaped his understanding of magic and the darkness he would face. It gave him tools to survive and to fight, but also lessons in caution and restraint. For the power of the Half-Blood Prince was not absolute. It came with price and responsibility, a truth Harry had to learn as the war against Voldemort escalated. My connection to Voldemort was as complex as the potions I brewed. I knew the darkness in him from our shared bloodline, from the secrets whispered in the shadows of our youth. We were both products of a world that demanded strength and punished weakness, both driven by ambition and haunted by loss. I chose a path that led me to spy and sacrifice, while Voldemort chose terror and domination. The book was a reflection of that connection, a symbol of the thin line I walked between light and shadow. The spells it contained were born from my desire to protect those I loved and to fight the darkness without becoming consumed by it. But I knew that not all would understand or forgive my choices, that the legacy of the Half-Blood Prince would be debated and misunderstood for years to come. My motives have always been questioned. Was I a villain or a hero, a traitor or a savior, a man capable of great cruelty, but also of deep loyalty and love? The truth is that I was all of these things, and none of them at once. A man shaped by circumstances, forced to make impossible choices, and to live with the consequences inside. The book itself remains a symbol of unresolved mysteries. The spells and notes within its pages raise questions that still linger. Who else might have influenced its contents? What secrets did I leave hidden? What warnings did I embed for those who dared to seek the truth? The Half-Blood Prince's book is not just a relic, it is a puzzle, a riddle wrapped in ink, waiting for those brave enough to decipher it. And so I ask you, the seekers of knowledge and truth, to look again at the book, to read not just the words, but the silences, to see beyond the potions and curses to the man who wrote them, to understand that the legacy of the Half-Blood Prince is not simply about magic, but about the human heart, about the struggle for identity, for love, for redemption. The story of the Half-Blood Prince is a story of darkness and light, intertwined, of pain and hope, of sacrifice and salvation. It is a reminder that the line between hero and villain is often blurred, that the greatest power lies not in spells, but in the choices we make and the courage to face the consequences. So before you judge the boy who called himself the Half-Blood Prince, before you dismiss his book as merely a textbook, remember that within its pages lies the story of a man who dared to defy fate, who embraced his shadows, and who fought to protect what he held dear, even at the cost of his own soul. The legacy of the Half-Blood Prince endures, not only in the wizarding world, but in the hearts of those who understand that true strength comes from embracing every part of ourselves, the light and the dark, the good and the flawed, the hero and the prince. If you truly wish to understand the depths of magic and the mysteries of the heart, then look again at that book, read its notes carefully, and perhaps you will see not just the words of a young wizard, but the soul of Severus Snape, the Half-Blood Prince.